Good evening, my RNM Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 1, 2023. And in the news this evening, 19-year-old charged with raping 5-year-old in Westmoreland. A 19-year-old man has been charged with raping a 5-year-old girl in Westmoreland. Peter McDonald, otherwise called Junior, a delivery man from Westmoreland, has been charged with rape following a police probe into the incident, which occurred last week. The child, a student, has since been admitted to hospital, the police said. It was reported that sometime in the afternoon on November 22, 2023, the child was at home when she was lured to the next-door neighbor's house. While there, police said her clothes were reportedly removed and she was penetrated via her vagina. A report was made to the police and the child medically examined and later admitted to hospital. McDonald was arrested and subsequently charged following police investigations. Leoda Bradshaw and the co-accused to return to court on March 6. Leoda Bradshaw and Roland Balfour, the other two people accused in the murder of parliamentarian Philip Polwell's 10-month-old daughter and her mother, were ordered by a Supreme Court judge to return to court on March 6, 2024. The news understands that the court was told that the forensic material, forensic certificate, and the statements from investigators were not on file. When the two make their next court appearance, it is expected that all outstanding documents will be available and disclosed to the defense team. Judge Vinette Graham Allen ordered that on or before January 31, the statements from investigators should be submitted. The forensic material and the certificate were ordered to be submitted on or before February 29. Bradshaw and Balfour were charged with murder and other offenses in relation to the abduction and killing of the mother-daughter pair. Bradshaw, who shares a child with Polwell, has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 2 counts of murder. 27-year-old Tashana Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter, Soraya Polwell, were brutally murdered and their bodies disposed of in September. Maxfield Avenue tense after Jack Diamond killed in alleged police confrontation. Sections of Maxfield Avenue in St. Andrew are now tense following the fatal shooting of an alleged gang leader by the police on Sunlight Street in Kingston 13. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Nakeem Jack Diamond Mullings. Mullings, also called the Short Boss, and who the Kingston Western Police say is the leader of a faction of the Sunlight Street gang, was reportedly killed in an alleged confrontation. The incident occurred about 12:20 this morning. Details surrounding the fatal shooting are sketchy. Residents have, however, accused the security forces of shooting Mullins in cold blood. Party ma go and them stop the car, and them come out and say, "I'm a Jack Diamond," and them shoot him. Imala asked them, "Wanna shoot me for?" A resident told the news. The security forces are keeping a close watch on the area, as upset residents have threatened to block the heavily used Maxfield Avenue corridor. Laborers caught with over 100 bags of cement in St. Catherine charged. The Old Harbor Police in St. Catherine have charged 3 men who were caught stealing more than 100 bags of cement. Charged with unlawful possession of property are Clarendon laborers 21-year-old Christopher Scott, Ramon Clark 23, and the 26-year-old Malcolm Harrid. The police report that a team of cops was on a patrol on Wednesday night in Bannister District in St. Catherine when around 10:30 p.m. a truck was seen near a shed on a construction site located on Mills Close. According to the police, the 3 men were observed removing bags of cement and loading it onto the truck. The action aroused the suspicion of the police and the men were accosted. Checks revealed that there were 115 bags of cement in their possession. The police say the men failed to give a satisfactory account of the goods. As a result, they were escorted to the Old Harbor Police Station and were subsequently charged with unlawful possession of property. A court date is being finalized. 2 motorcyclists killed in St. Elizabeth crash. Two motorcyclists are dead following a collision on the Ballards Valley Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Friday morning. They are 45-year-old Odin Sweby of Ridge District in the parish and Kimani Hibbert of Plowden, Manchester. It's understood that the men were riding in opposite directions when the mishap occurred sometime after 6 o'clock. The crash was reported to the Junction Police by a coaster bus driver who passed the scene. The bus operator also informed the police that a few minutes before the fatal incident, Mr. Sweby had crashed into the side of his vehicle. Indicom probing fatal shooting by a security team in St. Catherine. The Independent Commission of Investigations is probing the fatal shooting of a suspect by the security forces in St. Catherine on Friday morning. Zidane Heslop, a 25-year-old of Ellerslie Pen, Spanish Town, was killed during a reported confrontation with a military team about 12:20 a.m. An illegal gun and 11 rounds of ammunition were seized in the incident. It's reported that members of the Jamaica Defensive Force were on foot patrol in Ellerslie Pen in an area known as a capture land when Heslop was seen acting in a suspicious manner. He reportedly pulled a firearm and opened fire on the soldiers who returned the fire. Heslop was shot and taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Clarendon man detained under SOE files a court application for his release. Clarendon resident Wayne Campbell, who has been detained since November 23 under the state of public emergency, has brought a claim in the Supreme Court against the state. He is seeking an order for a writ of habeas corpus so he can be released immediately from detention. The hearing is set for December 4. The defendants are the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, and the Attorney General. A SOE was imposed in Clarendon, Hanover, St. James, and St. Catherine on November 23. Campbell, who is being represented by attorney-at-law Zara Lewis, is contending that he was detained by the police despite no information to show that he was engaged in actions required to satisfy Section 20 of the Constitution. Campbell stated in his affidavit that his detention was triggered simply by a need to justify the police's unlawful and unconstitutional decision to detain him for a period of time in breach of the spirit of the Constitution. Campbell has stated that he firmly believes that his detention is unconstitutional and his continued detention at the will of the minister is not demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. Even if the state believes the criminal justice system is an impediment to fighting crime, it possesses the power by virtue of the Constitution to amend the law, process, and the procedure for the criminal justice system to deal with any legitimate concerns it may have, Campbell emphasized. He is seeking damages and a loss for what he described as the wanton breach of his fundamental rights. He says he wishes to be fully compensated for the breaches, including every hour I had to suffer the indignity of sleeping on colder concrete pursuant to this regime, he stated. TAJ opens a new non-cash tax office in Crossroads, St. Andrew. Tax Administration Jamaica today opened a new non-cash tax payment office in Crossroads, St. Andrew, as it strengthens its focus on digital technologies to improve service to taxpayers. The office is located at a Regal Plaza, which is near the main Crossroads tax office. TAJ says the new office is an expanded service feature of the existing tax office and is part of its efforts to grow its digital footprint. The new cashless tax office began operations today and will utilize the standard opening hours, Monday to Wednesday 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thursday and Friday 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Taxpayers may use their credit card or debit card to pay for the following services at the new location: driver's license examination fees, expungement fees, fitness fees, hackney carriage fees, insurance request, lost documents, lost passport, police records, PPVL form, property taxes, provisional driver's license, structural verification, traffic tickets, and evaluation reports. Services that will be offered by the Taxpayer Service and Education Unit are driver's license renewal, amendment to tax registration number, property tax, and a provisional driver's license. TAJ says motor vehicle transactions will not be processed at this location. The collection of cash and the processing of all other services will continue at the main Crossroads tax office.